Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'll be showing how I achieve box braids on myself and clients. So if you want to see how to get this look, stay tuned. So first things first, here's the hair that I use. Is Janet Interface Jumbo Braid, and it's my absolute favorite as far as quality goes. And then I also use jam in extra hold and olive oil. Don't judge my pan. And I use 5 braids per pack. I separate it as I open each pack before I start braiding. Now I'm sectioning off that top section before I begin. Here you'll see that I use arch parting all throughout the head except for the very top parting area. This helps to make sure that the braids fall properly, then feathering out that braiding hair and attaching it. I switch over 3 times before I separate the braiding hair and add the client's hair in. And this one is in normal motion so that you can see what I mean, but I'm going to go into further detail and closer zoom on the next braid so that you can really see what I'm doing. I know that some people prefer to use 3 strands when they start off their braid, but this was the easiest way for me to learn, and I think it's the best way. Sometimes I'll use that method when I have a client with shorter hair, but this is just the easiest way to learn. As I'm going down the strand, I braid underhand. This creates a tight and taut braid. And I also like to add product before the client's hair runs out to make a smooth finish. But like I said, braiding underhand helps it to be a tight, nice, smooth, popping braid. And you braid that all the way to the end because you don't want raggedy, ratchet looking bottom on your braid. And there we have the first one. Moving on to the next. Sometimes I'll go across as you see me doing in this video, and then sometimes I'll go up in diagonal. Here's my Snapchat of my timestamp that I like to post on my hair page because I like to do my start and finish. And then here's that second braid that I said I'm going to show my technique. So attaching that on with the client's hair is the 3rd strand. Switch over 1 time. Switch over for the 2nd time. And then on that last time, opening up the braiding hair so that it's evenly distributed. And then that's all for the attachment. You just keep on braiding down. As far as this voiceover goes, I know it sounds like I have an ocean behind me, but I swear this is like my 3rd time trying to record this. The microphone wasn't working, headphones barely working, so bear with me. We're gonna get through this and I'm gonna get a better mic. And so moving on to that 3rd braid, I always add jam to the root before I start braiding, and I also add it to the client's hair. And then the olive oil that you saw, I'll add as I'm going along. It just helps me move faster through the braids, and then it adds shine and luster to the braids so that they just look nice and finished. I feel like I'm going to say nice and finished many times throughout this video. I'm also sure to tell clients before we get started that they could always hold the root of their braid if it starts pulling too much to avoid applying too much tension, because nobody wants their roots coming out or their edges coming out because of some box braids. As I'm moving on to the 2nd row, you'll see that the braids start to window themselves, and that's the great thing about arch parting. You don't have to focus on your boxes laying in the bricklaying windowing pattern or whatever. Like, it just falls right with the arch parting, and you'll start to see as you continue that it forms a pattern for itself. You'll see what I mean in a couple more clips. So about 3 to 4 rows in, I'll go to the ears, and then I'll start parting off multiple areas at a time just so I can know where I'm going next, especially because I want a braid to be right at that very front corner. And no matter if the client is holding or is not holding their roots all throughout the rest of their head, I always have them hold it on the edge, just because your edges are thinner than any other part of your hair. And then here you'll see me attach the hair in regular speed again. That was 1, here's 2, That's the third time. Open it up, spread the hair out, and then continue braiding down. For the remainder of the video, I'm going to try to only talk when I absolutely have to because of the low quality of the voiceover. So just pay attention, stop, rewind, fast forward, whatever you got to do to make sure that you're seeing what I'm doing if you're trying to learn how to do box braids. I got a teacher song singing for my grandma. You singing too, but your grandma ain't my grandma. Mine's handmade, pan fried, sun dried, south side, and beat the double by landslide. Praying with her hands tied, president on my fan club, tan talk. Something told me I should bring my money. Move it slowly, taking in my body like it's holy. I've been waiting for you for the whole week. I've been praying for you on my Sunday. Here you'll start to see what I mean about the pattern forming itself. In those two places where I pointed, you could see that that's where you had to go next in order for the pattern to continue itself. So again, why I love arch parting, and it just helps you move through the head so much quicker. Once I get to the top of the client's head, unlike most braiders, I ask clients whether they want a middle part, side part, or no part. And depending on what they say, I do a straight part in that area so that I can section off their main part in space. And so you'll see me do 2 lines after doing the clean part. And that's where the box part of the box braids comes in. That's the only area I do square parting. And it just gives it a nice clean finish. And if they don't want a part at all, then I'll just finish doing arch parting all throughout the head. When working with clients, I'm very anal about making sure that the parts are clean. So once you do one side, just go through and line it up and just part straight through, and you should have a clean part with no problem. I've said it before, I will say it again, there's no better feeling for client and braider than getting to that very last braid. Before dipping, take my final timestamp so I can see how long it took me to do these braids. And then my sister calls me. I heat my water up when I have 4 more braids because I know I've learned the time, how long it takes the electric kettle to heat up. And I constantly hold the braids in the water because I want my ends to look nice and finished. I hate for them to look raggedy or frizzy. I just like them to look nice and smooth. So I constantly dip them until they have the look that I want. And then for mousse, I was using Lotta Body at this point, but since I filmed this, I've traded it for the Nairobi foam. Both are really good, and that just helps to lay down any flyaways in the client's hair. And then adding her braid jewelry. So that is the finished look. Her braids came out so poppin'. This is my first time being able to showcase my work that I do on clients for my channel and for my subscribers. So I hope you all enjoyed it. If so, give this video a big thumbs up and comment for more videos of me working on clients, because this was really fun to film. Thanks to my model Jade. And isn't she so poppin' with her braids? Like, let's take a second and enjoy the hair flip. They don't love you like I love you. Slow down. They don't love you like I love you. Back up. They don't love you like I love you. Step down. They don't love you. Last but certainly not least, the reason many of you clicked this video, the giveaway winner is Tiffany Bim. Please contact me so I can get you all of your goodies, and thank you to everyone who entered the giveaway. There will be plenty more in the future, and I hate that it took me so long, but I will explain exactly why in videos to come. Once again, I hope you all enjoyed this video of me working, and I will see you in the next one. Per usual, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me at my social media handles, and also follow my hair page at ps_by_Bree_ on Instagram.